judge introduced that the Court of Appeal is subject to the guidelines that were produced for the family division, even though they don't actually say they're for the Court of Appeal. So he just decided it on that day.
Yeah. They don't want it.
They don't want second opinions.
They don't want second opinions because they want legal certainty, which is the, you know.
Even where the legal certainty comes from clearly misleading.
But it would be useful. We are trying to get more of the vitamin D stuff together, so it would be useful if you email me after the meeting so we can see where we've got to on.
Sure. And you also have adult media interest in that, don't you?
I am in touch with a few interested journalists.
Yeah, but I've been trying to put together more of the vitamin D stuff together recently, so it's getting something to get a hook on to start cracking into the system, basically.
Stop the chemtrails, that'd be a good start.
Well, yeah.
But I just think that this is an area where there's no other risk factors. There's no, domestic violence or drugs, substance abuse. So you're just focusing on the one issue, and you can prove that it's.
Well, that would be very good because I can progress that. Has anyone got anything else they want to talk about?
I've got a story. When I left home, I was rehoused. I was given a one-bed council flat, and because I was so desperate to move out of my dad's place, because my dad just wanted a bit violent towards me and stuff, I was so desperate that I just took the first flat coming, and it was in the right state. They didn't even really clean the place up. The bathroom was a mess, and I could see lots of black mould all over the walls, and I didn't have any knowledge of how bad mould was for your health, so I just decided to start decorating the place. And within about a month, all the mould came back. But the problem is you couldn't see visible signs of it, but you could really smell it. And I tried all the things that they told me to do. I contacted the Housing Association because after...
Can you try and cut to the chase? Why is that relevant to this meeting?
Because it's about NHS. I started getting really bad chest pains when it was affecting my lungs. So in the end I went to the doctor and then he sent me for, tests with a specialist. And the latest is that they can't find any evidence what's really wrong with my lungs. And basically he's put it down to something called costochondritis. But I've looked...
I don't think that really fits in with what we're discussing, which is about secret court proceedings.
No, but it's NHS and I like my lungs.
Yeah, we're really discussing secret court proceedings. I think everyone accepts we're discussing court proceedings and how judgments are made in the courts and to be fair, and regulatory processes.
How McKenzie, for instance, can kind of counterbalance what's happening in terms of
Have you spoken to your own member of parliament about that?
My MP? I will be doing that.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing, right? Has anyone got anything else they wanted to talk about, sort of failures of regulatory systems, secret court proceedings, that sort of stuff?
Can I say, with the secret courts, like in my case, I'm not at court. The first I've been is pre-proceedings. And what has happened, I have a little boy, born sick, very rare bowel hernia, rare condition, being seen by some really great doctors and surgeons that we've kept up with. The social services come along and they say, oh no, there's nothing wrong with him, he's just bunged up, and they've interfered. They've tried to force my hand literally with threats of court if I don't do things medically their way in the name of procedure. They've got him on a protection register sort of behind my back. And like the lady was saying about these vitamin D cases and stuff, if the social services were to give me my legal right, appreciate my legal right to communicate with my doctors instead of dismissing what top surgeons say in favour for independent nurses, from day one sort of thing, rather than just going, well, you only had them before GCSEs and you work in a kitchen and you live in a council house, we're going to investigate this ourselves. It wouldn't even get to the courts, and half of this wouldn't even be here. They use it as a threat.
Yeah, it creates a culture. The courts create a culture.
They use the courts as,
what you're suffering from is the culture that's created. It's a culture of bullying and things like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because it hasn't got into court, there's not what we can do for your specific situation. Although it's still worth,
No,
if you're having a problem with them, it is worth making sure everybody knows about it.
If say when it gets to court, they're using their professionals. This is somewhere whereby if a child, say a child is 10 years old and they've had the same professionals successfully working with them, surely they should be the professionals.
It isn't really rational. The problem with the system, because the systems accept so much rubbish, they become less rational and they're harder to engage with.
Yeah, well, that's common sense.
Yeah, the lady over there wanted to say something.
I just wanted to say I had a lot of harassment and severe stress from the evil social services. One of the MPs that I wrote to, because I wrote to so many, managed to give him a bang on the head. But I asked for my daughter previously to be compensated by Seeker due to a very traumatic experience that she'd had in the past. A month ago, I cancelled the hearing because I said I was petrified of the SS and what they could, destroy my family like they've done so many others. So I said, postpone it, please, and I'll contact you in the future. She's only 12. I've the hope of when she's 16, we'll be safe, hopefully. But then I get a letter 2 weeks ago from the Seeker, which I rang them up. I said, can you please tell me who is asking me to give consent for my child to have a psychiatric assessment. They said, well, the tribunal is asking Seeker to pay for the psychiatrist to give her an assessment with something like 30 questions, one of them, any direct history from mother, which there isn't, but we all know that it could be invented. Can I have the name of the psychiatrist, please, and any other information you have on him? Oh, we don't know who he is, but you can ask for a different psychiatrist. I still don't know who he is. I'm petrified because we do know the power that these people have. What could you advise?
I think the problem, you're sort of, what you're suffering from is the culture in a particular area, the way people tend to behave. You haven't actually got into a court process. You should make sure your own local member of parliament is aware of what's going on and see where you go with that. But I can't otherwise try and get into individual cases at all.
But they can lock people up even without...
Who can lock people up?
Psychiatrists, even without any...
Well, this is the sectioning thing. I think I'd like to sort of limit what we try and talk about here rather than going to the minutiae of mental health law, if you don't mind.
I would like to bring up one other thing, that is the polygraph. Have you had experience with
I have no knowledge about these things to make any comment as to whether they're good, bad or indifferent.
I would just like to bring to your attention in that case that Don Cargill, the chairman of the association, has 10 experts in this country, and he is kind of frustrated by the fact that the UK judiciary hasn't taken it on at all.
I don't know whether they're right or wrong to do that. I can't say it's right, I can't say it's wrong, I don't know.
It so happens that he knows how bad social services are and what is going on in family courts. So therefore the big question is, would it be worth pursuing it all? And if you
I don't know. I don't know myself if I think they're a good idea or a bad idea.
So
I haven't studied them, so I don't
if
know.
I get him to talk to you, would that...
No, because I haven't got the time to talk to him. It's not a priority.
No priority, okay. But what you've taken note of, the kind of letters you're going to write...
Well, I'm going to write... What it is that a lot of this I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
I do intend to write a letter in respect of the legal business. I'd like you to come back to me with the response you had from the relevant prison first.
Yes.
So it really is a question of you coming back to me with the response refusing the legal visit. Because once I've got the response refusing the legal visit, then I can write saying, why is that? And then pin that one down.
And can then you think, what is necessary
Well,
to
we'll
make
find
sure
out what
that...
they say. If they say, there's a law that says this, and they point out the law and they say blah 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 blah, then it means the law needs to be changed. But I would have thought there isn't. I would have thought it's all case law.
My sense is that every government decides for themselves.
The point is this: until they write back in response, explaining the basis of their reason, I can't say whether it's right or wrong.
But you are willing to find
I'm
out.
happy to check it out.
That's super.
Okay. I hope what I'm going to say is relevant.